Hey everybody, good afternoon. Matt's your mortgage guy, Matthew Victoria here, bringing you guys some great content. Everybody's at home. We're all doing video. We're doing some great video, trying to get you guys some knowledge, introduce you to people that can help you or your clientele, or both, which is even better. So I have a great panel of females here that are definitely going to help you with some knowledge for your businesses, helping you to keep more money and then make more money in the process. So let me go and bring all of them in. So we're going to introduce our ladies one by one. So first we have Kim Walton with Walton Financial Services. How are you, Kim?
Great. Thank you. How are you?
Doing great. So tell us a little bit about what it is that you do.
Okay, I am a small business accountant. I help business owners know their numbers, timely and accurate, and I give them an accountant's recommendation and comparisons over the time, whether it's a quarter or a month, and I help them stay ready so they don't have to get ready.
Awesome. So next we have Donna McPherson, CPA. Donna, we had you on last week. Tell a little bit about what it is that you do.
Yes, I am Donna McPherson. I'm a CPA, but I really work on revenue and profit strategies to help the small and medium-sized businesses just generate more profit and manage their upcoming tax liability so they can bank more of what they make.
Awesome. And Eileen Marcial, I see Legal Shield and ID Shield. So tell us a little bit about what it is that you do.
Good afternoon, Matt. Thanks so much for having me on. Actually, with Legal Shield and Identity Theft Shield, I use it as a platform to be able to educate and also show folks how to protect their families, their businesses, and their identity. So, things are crazy right now, especially with COVID-19. So I'm just able to be a coronavirus resource and give answers to questions that Google just can't give.
So what we have here for everybody, in case you're wondering, is we have a power panel here for our business owners. And we're going to walk through some of the things that can help you between PPP funding, between bookkeeping, between tax preparation, between identity theft, and also preparation of documents for your small business. A lot of people think these things cost tons of money, and we're actually going to give you guys a little bit of insight to this. So first thing I want to ask anybody to do is like, love, hit the tag somebody in here that could use this information, share it, ask questions. We've got 3 very knowledgeable people on here that are giving us their time and can also help answer some questions, because we're going to have some small business owners out there, or even some individuals that may be thinking about opening up a small business. They're going to be able to help you with all of those things. So Kim, so let me ask you, is it really necessary to separate your personal and business bank accounts?
It is absolutely necessary. That is one of the ways that you show the IRS that you are a business and not a hobby. It also, when you went into business as an investment. So you want to protect your investment. As an LLC, you did that formation so that way you separate your business and your personal finances. If you don't do that and something happens legally with your company, your personal finances are in jeopardy. So it is definitely necessary to separate those two. Also, there were self-employed individuals that missed the opportunity for the PPP loans simply because they did not have a separate business bank account. So that's something very important to just keep in mind.
So that actually affected people getting the PPP loans just with their bank accounts?
Right. That was one of the screening questions. And if you did not have a business bank account set up prior to February 15th of this year, you did not qualify. Wow. So it's very important to do that at the beginning. So, and that's why I say when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, because it was too late by the time the loans were available.
Now, on a side note, it actually has a direct correlation to the mortgage side. I had a client that was actually running their business through their personal bank accounts. And it's very hard to show that kind of money, because now we have to source every single deposit in a personal account, whereas a business account, there's legitimacy to it because you're running a business. So they look for those kinds of things.
Exactly.
So if you're out there and if you don't have a business account, it's a great idea to have that just for multiple reasons. I mean, why would you want to commingle your funds, right?
Exactly. And it's very simple to get. It's just as easy as getting your personal bank account. You just need your information, and your EIN, your employee identification number. It's really simple, and there's a lot of different banks that have a lot of great opportunities for that.
Now, if you need a great referral, we actually have somebody that works with Unity Bank, and they don't charge. A lot of banks actually charge for cash deposits, and I didn't know that. And they don't charge. I think it's up to either $10,000 or $50,000 in cash, where they actually don't charge you. So it's not as expensive as you might think. So if you guys need a recommendation, we'll be more than happy to introduce you to somebody that can help set your business up correctly. And same thing if they own rental properties, correct? Don't they have to put their money for their tenants in a separate account too?
They should be doing that for their the tenant security deposit. It should be held separately.
Now, is there any kind of, can they incur any kind of liabilities if they don't do that, if the tenant complained to somebody, like with the state or the federal government?
I think you're required to do it, and if a tenant complains, then they could look into that further, and it could be held against you. But one of the things I wanted to add, that most people do not open separate bank accounts. It's because they sometimes get checks in their personal names, or they get paid in their names, and they believe that they won't be able to deposit it in their business bank account. But they absolutely can. If you're the owner of the account, you can deposit a personal check in your business bank account when you're an owner on the account.
Wow. And I had somebody as well. We were doing a refinance on his investment property, and the tenants gave the money in cash, and he wound up putting into his own account. And they want to see that. And they said, so show us the business account showing the deposit, the security deposit in there. So that's a great tip and a great suggestion, and something great that you touched upon, Kim. So for any of our people out there, business accounts, it's a great thing to have. So you do a lot of bookkeeping, correct, Kim? So do
Yes,
you really
I do.
need an accounting program? Can somebody just use an Excel spreadsheet and keep it there? I mean, what's the benefit of that for somebody?
You can use an Excel spreadsheet just to keep the records, what's coming in, what's going out. But if you do, it's important that you make sure that you keep it up to date and that your formulas are correct. Unless the information is not going to be correct, so it's not going to be useful when you need it. So I definitely think the investment for your business to purchase a accounting software is beneficial. I personally use QuickBooks Online, and I love it. It's a very robust program, it's easy to use, and it keeps all of your transactions in one place.
So a lot of people don't want to spend money on these things, and you do bookkeeping, and you do like with the quarterlies, the monthlies, and then the reconciliations and things like that.
Yes, I monitor the entire cash flow from end to end, all of the transactions going in and out on a daily basis. And I provide that to my clients either on a monthly or quarterly basis.
And what does a monthly cost look like for somebody to use you as a bookkeeper in doing some of these things? Roughly range.
A number of factors that go into that: the number of accounts that they have, the number of transactions that are coming through on a monthly basis. Anyone is more than welcome to reach out to me, and I can look into that for them and provide them
it's money that's well spent. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that you invest in your business. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be something Donna is going to touch upon, is investing in your business, right, Donna?
Absolutely.
So Donna is not only is she a CPA, but she's also a profit and tax strategist. So she helps you identify what it is that makes you the most money, but also how to keep your money as well. Correct, Donna?
Correct, Matt. See, you can be my PR guy because you know what I do. You say it very well. Yeah, it's more than just generating revenue. Generating revenue is the first step. It's a great first step. But how you manage that revenue to get to your biggest profit is key. And then once you get to profit, what you do to minimize your tax is another step. that will help you put more money in the bank, keep more money in your pocket. Because at the end of the day, that is what we want to do. We want to be able to do our best work, deliver our best product, get paid for the value that we're delivering, and then be able to bank most of it and shelter it from taxes so that we can have it to do with what we choose. It's our money, we work for it. You want to make sure you save as much as you can.
So
But that
Donna,
doesn't just happen. Most people think that if I work and I just pay my expenses, I can bank. No, it doesn't just happen. You have to have a formula. You have to have a strategy. I call it a profit recipe because, I'm from the restaurant. I have a restaurant background. And so it's easier when I'm able to make that correlation between food and money because these are two things that most people enjoy.
you're very versatile. Not only that, but you're also, you do some real estate investing too, correct?
I have. I've done and I've had some really good successes with real estate investing. I've been investing in real estate over 15 years. Well, if I go back to when I purchased my first property, that would be like 25 years. But investing in it for returns, for profit, it's been about 15 years that I've done investment in real estate.
I was going to say 25 years. You must have started very young. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody jumping on, I want to thank you guys. I saw Roy Temes just jumped on. He's actually a real estate investor and a friend of mine. Jason Dukes, Eric, Rob. Guys, listen, hit the like button, hit the love button, ask some questions. We're going to get into PPP in just a second with Donna. And these are some of the reasons why I wanted this power panel together, because they all offer different parts of this. And when you put them together, you get something that's pretty powerful for anybody that's a business owner. So Donna, what do you think is the reason why a lot of sole proprietors missed out on the PPP funding? Because that's like the topic right now for everybody.
Yeah, I think the biggest reason, Matt, is many did not operate their business like a business. When you operate like a business, you understand where your money is coming from, where it's going, and you operate your business for profit. And how you set up that structure is either you work with an accountant, a bookkeeper, or you have some knowledge of how to set your books up. Because one of the first thing they ask for a sole proprietor is your profit and loss report. Most people were not able to generate that profit and loss report, or if they were able to generate it, it was more of a loss and loss report because they didn't show any profit. And profit is what tells the government that you had a legitimate business that was supporting you.
So wait a minute, you're telling me that I need to actually run my business like a business?
Well, if you went into it to make money, the only how you're going to make money is you run it like a business.
Wait a minute. Wait, Kim's telling me that I need to actually have a business checking account. Donna, you're telling me that I actually need to have my books set up to be able to go out and get this money. What is this? So what are some of the things that people need to know for getting this PPP money? What are some of the things that they should know or they should be doing to go out and get it? Because there's more coming, right?
So, and there is still some money available. I counseled someone 2 days ago, and he was able to go and apply and got approved the same day. So there are still some funding available, but you have to go through the smaller banks or the smaller, like a Paychex or a Cabbage. I've had great successes with recommending people to go through Cabbage. And what they are specifically looking for, guys, you can still do this. You have to have your profit and loss report for 2019. They are going to take your 12 months profit and loss report divided by 12 months. And let's say your profit was 60,000. That's 5,000 a month. They take 1 month, 2.5 times that 1 month is 12,500. That is the amount that you're going to be able to qualify for if you're able to prove that you indeed generated that amount in profit. And one of the ways you'll prove that is They're going to look for your Schedule C. If you have not yet filed your taxes, you can still pull that Schedule C from the return or ask your tax person to give you your Schedule C ahead of time. And you will need to have a bank account to show that there was money flowing through your bank account.
Wow. So a lot of people think that this money doesn't. Now, let me ask you this. If I get the PPP money, how does that affect my write-offs for that month or that quarter?
My understanding is that they're working on making some changes to that, but as of now, the information that I have as of now is the money that you receive from PPP that you use towards the expenses that are allowable, which are payroll. 75% of it must go towards payroll, and the other 25 can go towards rent, utilities, and stuff like that. If you use it towards that, those expenses cannot be deducted on your tax return because you did not incur those expenses. The government paid those expenses for you. So you have to remove that from your expenses when you do your profit and loss and when you do your taxes. Now, my understanding is that someone is proposing a bill. I don't remember the politician's name, so I'm not going to mention it. But they're proposing a bill to change that so that you can report those expenses.
Okay, that's interesting. And one of the tie-ins that we all have together is that me doing mortgages, Kim doing your taxes, Donna dealing with business owners, and then Eileen with contracts and things like that. This all affects home ownership as well. And one of the reasons, or one of the things that we're getting at, is that it affects how you set things up. Now, let me ask you this. Can owning a home help business owners right now? Can it help with their taxes?
What was the question, Matt?
How can owning a home help business owners to lower their taxes?
Tremendous. If you are in business and you own a home and your business, your place of business is your home, your primary place of business, you can deduct a part of the cost of maintaining that home, of purchasing and maintaining. Even if you have an apartment, you can still write it off. But homeowners, your mortgage, you get a percentage of your mortgage, you get a percentage of your real estate taxes, and especially real estate taxes, because now on your personal side, Schedule A, you're only able to deduct up to $10,000 of all taxes. Income tax, real estate, all state taxes, you're limited to $10,000. Mm-hmm. Now, if your real estate tax alone is $10,000, that's it. Now, if your real estate tax is $10,000 and you use a portion of your home for business, you can take the portion based on the percentage of the house of how you use your home for business, and you deduct it on your business side, and you still get to deduct up to the $10,000 on your personal side. So you get to double dip. And as an accountant, I'll tell you, there's never a lot of opportunities to double dip. But when you own a home, you can double dip with the state taxes because there are limitations. But you also get to deduct things like supplies that you purchase that you would normally use all in your home. If you're using some of it to maintain your office, you get to deduct that. If you use your car and a portion of the garage space, you park your car, you get to deduct a portion of that garage based on the percentage of your vehicle use in business. So there are a lot of things that you can deduct, but you have to know it. And if you don't know it yourself, you can do the research, or you can just find a tax person like Kim or myself, and we'll set you up.
When I get tax returns in and they're self-employed and I see self-prepared, I just kind of want to shake a little bit, because everybody wants to save a buck, and I get that, but you get what you pay for. And a lot of times people don't want to spend. It might only be a few $100s that it costs to get an itemized tax return. If you're a W-2 employee and you don't have any kind of deductions, that's one thing, because then you could do what they call, I think, is an easy form, right? Mm-hmm. But once you start itemizing a tax return, there's things that they could miss, and how much money can that wind up costing them in the things that they miss because they're not a certified public accountant or a tax preparer?
I'll tell you what they'll miss. They'll miss a lot more than it would cost to have their return properly prepared. And they miss a lot more, not just in the deductions that they may be missing, but this is the same return they're going to bring to someone like you to get approved for a mortgage. And if it's not done properly, they may miss an opportunity to buy a house, to get their dream home, because they have not accounted for things properly and they don't know what is deductible, what will benefit them and what won't. For example, you know that if you deduct depreciation on your return for tax purposes, when it comes to mortgage, you guys add that back. So while you can lower your tax with things like mileage and depreciation to be approved for a mortgage, those things get added back. So if I were working with someone and I'm thinking, okay, I know you're going for a mortgage, let's position this where you can still get the lowest amount of profit to, although I don't recommend that, but you want to reduce your tax on one end, but you also want to set yourself up that your mortgage person can just add those back and you get qualified for a higher amount.
Well, it amazes me how people that own investment properties don't use depreciation. That's kind of like a gimme, isn't it?
Because they don't know.
Exactly. What you don't know, this is what you pay for. It's the same thing with insurance. You know, you don't need insurance until you actually need it. And a lot of people don't take the long-term insurance because they don't think about it. You know, when you wind up needing to go into a home, which we had Connie and Tom on here a couple weeks ago, when you need to go into a home, you need that to supplement your income at that point or to pay for your long-term care. So let's move over to Eileen. Eileen, you are with you deal in Legal Shield and Identification Shield, correct?
Yes, that's true.
So how do you see things right now with so many people working from home? Should they be concerned about cybersecurity? Is that even like a thing or like a big deal?
Oh my goodness, it is ridiculously crazy right now. Because just what are we doing right now? We're streaming, we're online. People are working from home, they're homeschooling. My husband has a love affair going with Alexa. He talks to her all the time. I do my workouts on a Roku from Beachbody On Demand. We're just here and we're online. And the problem is this: cyber criminals, they're looking for any way to get hold of our name, our information, our identity, and our contacts. So as a small business owner, your name is your bond. So if your credit takes a hit, you're not going to be able to get lending. Your clients are jeopardized, so that might end up being a lawsuit for you too. So if you don't have that EIN number or that LLC, your stuff is gone too. So a small business owner, everyday people need to be aware that it's open season on people's identities right now. And you need to have something in place. There's a lot of services out there, but I can speak personally for the service that I can provide to people. It's going to be, we don't just monitor your credit. Okay, that's nice. However, with the pandemic as it is right now, there are people that are dying not because of the disease or the virus. They're dying because they're in the hospital and didn't have their medical information in order, and someone used their information, and when it came time to treat them, they had the wrong information. So identity theft can be fatal, financially fatal, as well as physically fatal. So it's just important to have something in place. As a business owner, you just need to make sure you have something. Not, there's a lot of folks that say, oh, I could just do this myself. You know how many criminals are out there in the dark web? I mean, they got this thing. It's a 24-hour-a-day crime. It's one of the fastest growing crimes in America and has been for the last 15 years. Your tax returns are in jeopardy unless you have a PIN number for it. Your reputation is in jeopardy because with all those streaming devices, your reputation could be hit if someone uses your name and gets into some trouble or cleans out your 401k. What are you going to do? So we provide a service that can take care of your social media, your 401k, your banking, your medical identification, your character, and your reputation. So we have enhanced privacy monitoring, and we monitor over 34 billion points of impact that can happen to your identity. So yes, going back to your question, it's absolutely imperative with all the online streaming we're doing to have something in place. Don't just use hope as a strategy.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that when you're on your phone or if you're using a public Wi-Fi, that just opens you up even more for some of these predators out there. Some people, the dark web, like I heard about it a while ago. Some people don't even know like the dark web is actually a thing.
Yes. Oh my God, it's crazy. It's crazy. And our service actually has licensed investigators that have turned into white hat hackers, if you will. You have to be a card carrying criminal to get into the dark web. So we have folks that kind of fit that category at some point, but turned over to the right side, and now they're going in and using algorithms to get our clients information out of the dark web. So we've been doing this for years simply because we saw the need, and the dark web just seemed to be a myth at some point, but no, it's not. It's real, and that's where most identity theft occurs. And it could be, and most often, it's like teenagers hacking your stuff, and they're not even here. And it's a hobby to them, but it's a lifelong of misery and financial ruin if we don't stay on top of it. We have to be vigilant.
So they hire the hooligans.
Yeah, scared straight. Go ahead. I don't want to go back to jail. What do I have to do? Okay, I know how to hack this. Let me help you. Sometimes you got to get a criminal to beat the criminal.
Yeah.
So I see some new people jumped on. Listen, guys, hit the like button, hit the love button. Ask some comments or questions if you want. Tag somebody that can find this beneficial. And if you're just tuning in now, we had Kim talk earlier about why it's beneficial to run your business like a business, open up a business checking account, things like that. Donna was talking about some of the benefits for a homeowner as a business owner and some of the extra expenditures that you can wind up being able to write off and the PPP money. So, and Eileen is talking now about identity theft and legal shield. So when somebody goes to start a business, there's some documentation that they're going to need, right, Eileen?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So how is it that you can help out with that, with the service that you offer?
With the service that I provide, I would defer, first of all, if you want to do an LLC, there's two ways to do it. You can either have someone else do it and pay to have it done, or you could use our service and they'll walk you through. You fill out the paperwork, you send it to them, make sure it's correct, and then they'll make sure that everything's taken care of, and that's pretty much free except for the fees. But when you have great people like Donna and Kim on the line that are expert at it also, I tend to defer that part to my experts who are Kim and Donna. When it comes down to the actual setting up of a small business, there are so many other nuances that you need to know. You need to know what your rights are. You need to know, once you set up this bank account, what is your liability if you're LLC or if you're a C Corp, or if you just continue to just be Joe, this is my business, let me take care of it. You need to know how to be able to get the payments you due. Many people will take your services and run and never pay you. We do collection letters for that. With the COVID-19 going on, so many small businesses have no idea what their responsibilities are to their employees, if they have employees, to their landlords, to their creditors. The PPP money is great, but if you didn't get any of that, what do you do? What is your recourse? So we have attorneys that are able to walk you through the answers that you need as a small business. So the services we provide actually act as if you have a virtual legal department for your small business, whether it's a home-based business or you're located in a brick and mortar. So not going deep into everything we do, you need to have those contract reviews. But what we're able to do too is just to make sure that you have the answers, your contracts are reviewed, your documents are reviewed, you have consultations on questions from real business attorneys. And also, I'm able to provide some articles in a coronavirus resource that I can actually send anybody interested. I'll gladly send it out. There are key articles on 10 considerations that you might need to take into consideration for your business. And we're able to provide that. And there's other letters about, what are your responsibilities as an employer? What are your responsibilities in terms of someone going into someone else's home and getting sick? It's a matter of just being able to protect your business.
Which these are all very important. A lot of people don't have the money to take on a business attorney with a big retainer or something like that. So your service can actually help somebody who has a small business for a fraction of the cost right now, correct?
Absolutely. For as little as $9.95 a month with a family plan, you could just put $34.95 a month. You'll have all that access. If you are a brick and mortar, it's $39 a month. So when you think of that a month, $39, that's less than a cup of coffee a day, unless you go to Starbucks every day, because that's $6. You know, I was offended by that, but anyway, I didn't go back. The coffee was really good. Had some Green Mountain. Nice.
So, and now correct me if I'm wrong, but people can sign up underneath you as well, and they can wind up signing other people up and kind of make a little bit of a business out of it too, correct?
Absolutely. What we're in a position right now, we do everything from the palm of our hands. We had some millennials come through the company and say, look, you can't do this old fogey way anymore. So everything we do is in an app in the palm of your hand. So as things get kind of crazy with not knowing if people are going to be able to open their doors for a while, they don't know what the income's going to be, their revenues are going to be. It's always a great idea to have an additional income stream, and I can provide folks with that access. It's the startup fee is ridiculously low, but there's also a great way to make revenue doing that, and I can share that information. I can provide my information for you to reach out, because everything we do is from the palm of your hand, and it's a system that makes it easier, so that it's not like you're trying to figure out how to do everything. No, it's a turnkey operation, and it sets you into profit mode immediately if you do the work.
So the credit monitoring, if somebody is working on their credit and trying to fix their credit, the credit monitoring could work for them too, right?
Absolutely. We are not a credit monitoring company, but what we do is we do work with the credit repositories. There are two different levels of our identity theft product. There's the 1 bureau, and then there's the 3 bureau. The 1 bureau, you have a $25,000 policy that will pay for if somebody hit your 401k or anything that we were not able to recoup as a result of the identity theft. Now, that's the 1 bureau, and that's Experian. If you do with the 3 bureau, it's all 3 repositories, and those repositories will work with you and also work with our fraud investigators to make sure that they know what's going on. Because when your identity is stolen, it is a painstaking job to get it restored. And so one of the big things is that it's worth the price of admission to make sure that you have something in place that if that happens, you have licensed fraud investigators that are going to get the job done. Because while you're still trying to get your money together to make your money, handle your business, you don't have time to be calling the repositories and credit companies and everything else to get your identity restored. So we do that, and that helps. In terms of credit scores, we monitor it constantly, and we can give you advice on what you need to do, but we're not a credit restoration company. But I do have folks I'll show you how old I am, in my Rolodex that can help you with that information.
As do I. Credit is a huge deal. It's a huge part of our life. We're taught, that it's something that we need to always keep an eye on, which it is, because unfortunately you can't buy a house, you can't get a car if you have credit issues. And I've actually had clients that had identity theft, and it gets pretty bad sometimes for people.
It is horrible. It is horrible. I just want to add that I'm just so excited about being on this show today, because I was taking notes from Donna and Kim. I mean, the Excel spreadsheet information, the small and the PPP. I didn't qualify for that, but the homeowners and the importance of a business account. This is awesome stuff. So any small business owners out there that don't have your stuff in order, I think you need to contact all 3 of us one way or the other, because rather than to start wrong and have to restart, get it started right one time and be on top of your game.
I couldn't agree with you more. You all offer different parts, and when you put everybody together, you're an awesome team to be able to have, because you all work together. Like Kim, I've sent you people, fixed up taxes. Donna, same thing, trying to send business. Like if you're a business owner, you should talk to Donna, because she's a coach. She's a strategist. It's not just about doing business. She actually helps you to hone in on what it is that are the money-making activities or products for you, and really kind of take that and run with it, right?
Yes, Matt, you got it. So look at it. I look at it this way: with the three of us, we can really help the small business owner generate the revenue, manage the spending so that they get profit. Kim's lane is to help you count those numbers. While I do the strategy to help you figure out how you're going to make money, Kim is going to help you keep your numbers tight so you know if you're heading in the right direction. If I give you a plan that says you're going to expect to make a certain amount within a certain period, you're not going to know if you're on track or off unless you do the accounting. And that's what Kim is great at. She's going to let you know whether you're on track. She's going to let you know if you're heading towards profit or if you're heading towards loss so you can do something about it. Mm-hmm. When you're running a business, you need to protect your business, protect your money. Eileen is going to help you figure out how best to protect your business, protect your money. Sometimes we have to protect our money with contracts. People will tell us they're going to pay us, and then for one reason or the other, they get dazzled by these shiny objects from somebody else, and they may want to bolt. If they have a contract with you that says that they have to perform, they will think twice to do that. That's what Eileen is going to help you do. If for some reason somebody steals your stuff and is stopping you from doing business, she's going to help you figure that out. So if you're in a small business or planning to get into business ownership, you really need to figure out how you're going to make your money, how you're going to account for it, and how you're going to protect it so you can have more in the bank.
Not only that, but that's also,
that's right.
The contract part of it, the language is so important nowadays because this is such a litigious economy now, or society. Everybody wants to sue, or everybody wants to look for an out. If your verbiage is not correct and on point in that contract, that'll be their out right there, because they'll go to a good lawyer, and the next thing you know, the lawyer's like, "Oh, here you go. Here's your out. Exactly. Get out."
Oh yeah, I have a story for that actually.
What you got?
What happened is one of our colleagues has a franchise, and she was having a problem with a particular client, and so she has the membership. So she called the law firm, and they reviewed the contract and said, "You know that this contract does not protect you, and there's a loophole for your clients." They rewrote the contract for her, wrote the letter to get her out of the deal with the other person. But the thing is, the verbiage is important, and especially if you're a franchisee, they hand you your stuff and you figure, well, I paid almost $1 million for this. It has to be correct. Mm-hmm. You still need to have these things reviewed. You must have these reviewed. And even if you're just starting out your company, you can actually pay them. You can retain them to create your contract, or you could just take a piece of paper like this, write down what you want or what you think the contract should look like. You send it to the law firm and say, "Hey, this doesn't quite look like a contract. This is what I want." And they will create the contract for you. They will legal it up for you. That's powerful. And I had a conversation with the business owner yesterday, and she told me, she said, "Look, anybody serious about their business is going to have three things. They're going to have an accountant, they're going to have a bookkeeper, and they're going to have a lawyer. Because you don't want to have, and whatever you build, especially if you have employees, you do not want to lose it because there was something that was not in place. And ignorance of the law is no excuse in business or in real life."
Agreed. And you don't want to be cheap. Do not be cheap with your investment. Yes, you want to save money, but you can lose so much more by trying to do things yourself or using Google as your only resource.
Google is not the answer, because the information there is only as good as the person that put it there. And if you stake your business, your livelihood, your family on that, lo siento mucho, because it's not the way to go.
What do they say? The easy way is hard, the hard way is easy, or the expensive way is cheap, and the cheap way is expensive.
Oh, wow. I haven't heard that.
I never heard that, but I like it. It is appropriate. It is very appropriate.
Yes.
It's true. I tell that to people all the time. If you want cheap, you can, say you go someplace cheap, you go to a cheap contractor. The contractor gives you cheap work because you get what you pay for in life.
Absolutely.
So now what's going to happen? It's going to cost you more money to now fix all of the work that this cheap contractor did.
Right.
And then it's going to wind up being more expensive and costing you more money.
Hey, so back to Kim, getting started right.
So Michelle just jumped on and she said, hi, everybody. And we had a great comment from Tilly. So Tilly said, "Let the experts handle what they are good at while you run your business." And she said, "Nice presentation."
Thank you.
So I couldn't agree with her more. And this is what I was trying to get across. That's why I wanted to have all of them on here, because they offer different components for your business. You know, if you don't have business checking accounts, if you're not running the bookkeeping part of it, and you want to do it yourself, well, it's kind of like operating on yourself. You know, it's fixing your own car. You don't necessarily have to go to the garage. You can go and do YouTube. But if you've never done a brake job before and you forget to put in one of those bolts back the right way, your wheel's going to fall off.
Or you're going to have a fake business. You're not going to have a real business.
Right.
Well, and that's the part. You're going to wind up, you know, you can work hard or you can work smart.
That's right.
And working hard is not necessarily working smart. So you need to have your experts. There's a reason why the president has so many people around, whoever the president is, it doesn't matter. But there's a reason why a CEO has a board of directors.
Mm-hmm.
You need a qualified board of directors, because you could wind up making so much more money by spending a little bit of money on your business, on the experts to help you to structure it the right way, to run it the right way. Like bookkeeping, I wouldn't want to deal with that. I mean, my parents had QuickBooks when we had the business. We had a bridal magazine. My father still has it, but I remember him going through the QuickBooks with the accountant that he had and the bookkeeping, and it was still like a financial nightmare. Like, who wants to deal with that? So you take it from them, Kim, and then you put it all together, and then you can actually, when somebody's going for a mortgage and you're self-employed, you have to give us a profit and loss statement. That's part of your mortgage package.
Okay.
So you could wind up making a profit and loss out of the QuickBooks statement, the QuickBooks account for them, correct?
Correct.
And it doesn't have to be audited. It just has to be a P&L. So you can spit something out that would work for that and not have to spend a lot of money on that, correct?
Correct. The only problem is a lot of self-employed people, they tend to want to write a lot of deductions off, which reduces their profit. So they're not eligible for those loans. So that's one of the things that I try to drill into them, that you're in business to make money. Let's make money.
Right. I love it.
When I see
You can write it off, but do you really want to write everything off?
Right.
well, you want to be strategic in what it is you write off, because we look at the net profit, not the gross profit. But you want to make sure that you're doing the right things for you, for your business, and then balancing it out with being able to go out and get a loan, or whether it's for PPP or whether it's a business loan. Like I have somebody that does business lines of credit that I introduced Donna to. They help people get lines of credit for their business. Whether you're doing it as an investment or you're actually a business owner, you want to access capital, because that's one of the things that you help people with too, right, Donna? Is
right.
Accessing
but listen,
capital.
With all of this, the most important thing is you've got to have a plan. You have to know what it is you want to accomplish for your personal life and for your business. And then you set your finances up accordingly. Look, if you want to be able to write a lot of things off so you can have a smaller tax bill, that's not a problem. The problem is, are you thinking of buying a home in a year or two? And your mortgage person is going to ask you for 2 years profit and loss that shows that you're able to manage the debt. So you have to think ahead. What is it that you want to accomplish? I'll tell you, when we were getting ready to sell our restaurant, I knew that I could write a whole lot of things off legitimately. But I also wanted to be able to show that the business is profitable. So I made the decision to eat some expenses, don't write it off, to show the person that if you choose to be lean, that this is the profit you can have from a lean operation. If you choose to write more off, it's with the understanding that you are reducing that profit. So you have to have a goal. What is your end goal? And what is the time frame for that goal? And then you kind of work backwards. You reverse engineer back to the profit and the revenue you will need to be able to accomplish that goal. And that, if I can just add that, this is not something that most people know how to do. And for one of the reasons, I've been doing a series of training, and I have one coming up. I did one last Thursday. I have one coming up next Thursday. It is about how to manage your money so that you have a profit. So I called it Why Your Profit is Your Business and Not the IRS, because you are in business to be profitable. So I would like to extend an invitation to anyone that's listening to join me for that training next week. It is really about creating your profit recipe. And if you'd like to join me, the URL to register is Keep More Profit with Donna. Simple. Keep More Profit with Donna.
.com.
.com.
So, by the way, Donna, what was it that you did before you became a CPA?
Well, I've been a CPA for 23 years, so it's been a long time. Prior to that, I was a banker. I was a teller in a bank, and then I worked as a CFO. I traveled overseas. I did audits, financial audits. So I've been in this world for a long time. And then I opened a restaurant. And actually, it was in the restaurant that I really understood what truly matters in a small business. It's not all that big glorified stuff. I thought I was going to be like Lisa Vanderpump, in my restaurant, sashaying around with fancy clothes. No, you have to put your nose to the grind, and you have to understand what is going to generate revenue and what is going to cost you revenue in your business. That's the only how you'll make money. You got to know exactly where your money is going to come from and where to spend it to make more.
Michelle actually commented. She said, and she owns Club Z Tutoring, and she said, as a solopreneur, you need to have a team of experts to get you set up, keep them behind the scenes to keep your business sound and help you keep your sanity.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's not about working a gazillion days in a or a gazillion hours in a week. It's about working the smart way and actually helping to keep that money. So that's what these people will all help you do, because they become your team to really wind up getting you to where you want to be.
Yeah.
So make sure that you come back in, please, and put in the contact info for each of you, as well as the link for your seminar that you're doing next week, you said?
Yes.
So, and by the way, how much does it cost?
It's free.
Yay, my favorite place.
Most people can afford that.
No excuse.
Most people can afford free.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a great thing to go to, whether you have a business or not. If you're thinking about owning a business, if you've set up a business but you want to make sure, like, just to do a checkup on it, talk to Donna, Kim, Eileen, have somebody look at your contracts, because it's so important. I remember my father, going through our sales contract with his attorney, and the verbiage and the wordage was changed so many different times with renewal clauses and the outs and things like that. People don't realize the value of this. Setting up an LLC, should I set up an LLC, an S Corp, a C Corp? These are all things that these ladies will be able to help you with, because that's going to dictate what your business looks like, how you run it, how much money you make, and what you're going to be able to write off, because it's not what you
And remember, you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. And the price of not knowing is way more than taking the time to invest to know.
Exactly. So you need a team of experts. Michelle said free seminars, leveling up during COVID. Well, you know what? That's what we all should be doing. Now we're home. We can't go anywhere. We should be working on our business. If you guys, if anybody watching hasn't read the E-Myth, that's another great book. Not everybody, they talk about the person who can bake, and then she goes and opens up a bakery. Just because you can bake doesn't mean that you can actually run a bakery.
No, that's happening also all the time.
They're two totally different things. So,
and there's something that we can all learn. Everybody can learn something that will take their business up another level.
Terry checked in with us. She said, great info. Terry's awesome. If anybody needs, listen,
she's amazing.
All of us are networkers. So if anybody needs anything, if you need a service, if you need a connection to somebody, ask any one of us, because that's what we're all here for. We all connect. We network with each other. We network with other people. The ladies have a network of people that they can introduce you to, people that they know, like, and trust. And that's what you want. How can I help you is what we're all after to ask. So with that being said, any last items that you ladies would like to share before we get off?
Well, I just want to give homage to my two teammates over here, because they really, really do make a huge difference in getting started right or having to start again. And You know, I believe it was Tiger Woods who said it's better to learn how to play golf the right way than to have to go back and relearn what you did wrong. So just get started with your business the right way, have everything in place, you know, be able to have those conversations with attorneys that can get those things done. And if you don't do anything else, protect yourself. You all are watching us on StreamYard. I mean, I've done so many Zooms, I can't even count, and I do live webinars. So we're on the internet, and that gives us open target to cyber criminals. Protect yourself, protect your identity, protect your reputation.
Yeah.
Donna?
Yeah, if you are serious about your business, figure out what you need to do to get access to the information so that you can have a legitimate business, you can grow it, and you can get the returns you need from your business. If you do not know what to do, find an expert or someone that can help you. And I have a Facebook page called Entrepreneurs with an S, SOS Club. And what I do in there is I provide resource, opportunities, and just information to help business owners. So one other thing you can do, if you are on Facebook, go join my club. I'm putting information in there on a regular basis so that you can continue to grow and thrive and get the money you want for your life from your business.
Awesome. And Kim?
Yes, definitely. I believe that as long as you're going to have a successful business, you invested in it, you might as well set it up the right way. So I have a Start Right program that helps entrepreneurs, solopreneurs do just that. So you're set up the correct way. You know when your taxes are due, the estimated taxes. You know you stay compliant, and all of your numbers are up to date.
By the way, just in case anybody is wondering, Kim also deals with nonprofits, and nonprofit is a business too, correct?
Yes.
Correct. It's very important to keep the finances separate, especially if nonprofits are applying for grants. That's very, very important. So, you can lose your grants, your sources, by not doing so.
So here everybody has it. So we've got Kim, Donna, and Eileen. They all do different things, but they all work together. And your team is right here. You know, in addition to Fatima actually just jumped on. Hey, Fatima. She said, oh, she missed it. Listen, watch the replay because there was some great information here from the ladies. She's actually a real estate investor. So if you guys need anything, reach out to them. I really think they're so knowledgeable and they'll give you the right information, even if it might not be the good thing for you. Maybe now's not a great time for you, but you know what? They'll still help you out and guide you in the right way. And that's what you want to be surrounded with. Join her Facebook group. And guys, thank you very much, ladies. I appreciate it. I think that you had so much knowledge here today, and I'm happy to be able to put this out in front of other people.
Thank you, Matt.
It was awesome. Really appreciate the opportunity.
No problem. Eileen's coming back on next week. Kim, you're going to be coming on shortly. And Donna, we had one about a week or two ago. So, guys, go to my videos, watch them. Oh, Fatima just asked, what's the Facebook group? It's Entrepreneurs SOS.
Entrepreneurs SOS Club.
So check it out. Go join that. She's got some great information in there. Check out her seminar next week. Donna's going to drop the link in here for everybody too. Share this, tag people in it. We want this information to go out to people because they need this. They want to know about PPP. They need to know how to set up a business running it the right way. They need to know about identity theft and what's available to them for contracts and attorneys and things like that. So, ladies, thank you very much. Have a great weekend and just keep it going, okay?
Okay, quick question, Matt. How do we give our information?
I want you to come back in and just drop a comment in there with your info.
Okay.
You're all tagged in the video, and if anybody needs them, just reach out to them, direct message them right through the because you are tagged in the live video.
Oh, all awesome. Right? Okay, great. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.